Bim bam boom, es el nuevo compás que los negros van bailando en la compasa. Bim bam boom, la mulatona Merced arrollando va detrás de la compasa. Ya no quieren cumbanchar las negritas del solar, si no tocan al compás de ese ritmo así. Suénalo, báilalo, gózalo. Bim bam boom, que saborosito está este paso arrollador de la comparsa.
So anyway,
I was,
you doing?
you know, like cleaning the blood off my floor, and then they. Hi, hi.
Hi, Albuquerque, and welcome. It's been a while. We haven't seen a lot of you in a while.
You may recognize our faces from an old show, mind you, that ran a lot of reruns called Black and White and Red. Now, for legal reasons, of course, Michael and I have to divorce ourselves from any affiliation with that former show.
We do indeed.
We're also enduring psychological therapy so that we can even block the memory of it.
But now we have a new show, and our new show is called Anything Goes! Yes, Anything Goes, the show where anything goes.
If it's controversial, we're on it.
Yep.
Each week, we're going to take a different theme. We're going to beat that theme to death.
Hopefully.
Yes. You know, our feeling is, when the truth hurts, it's time to laugh!
Yeah, but the theme, we're going to take controversial themes, not just regular themes, not just, regular old flowery themes, the themes that piss you off.
Death, sex, religion, politics, everything!
Drugs.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, tonight's theme, in honor of the fact that tomorrow is going to be July 4th, Independence Day, is Whose America Is It Anyway? Independence Day. When I think of the signing of the Declaration of Independence, I feel proud to be an American.
Yeah, I just think of blowing stuff up.
Yeah.
Blowing stuff up is very American. And it irritates me. Everyone knows where they used to get illegal fireworks. Can't get illegal fireworks anymore.
Yep.
Remember M80s? Remember blowing stuff up with the M80s? That was the greatest thing. What has happened to America? The 4th of July used to be about explosions. Now it's about little light displays.
We live in a country that dropped the first nuclear bombs on countries, and we can celebrate July 4th with sparklers? Every block has an old man with fingers missing who can tell you stories about the good old days when firecrackers used to be able to blow up cars.
He's the kind of guy that used to make bombs out of gasoline and milk cartons.
Anyway, enough about that. Once again, the question we asked tonight, whose America is it anyway? First, we turn to the news. Mike?
The news indeed. We've got a few stories to read for you. And the first one is this. It's about the military. What do you think about when you think about the military, Mike?
I view the military with awe, reverence, and respect. Forget the sexual harassment suits and the IQ tests. Our military is the finest in the world.
Right. Our men and women in uniform dying and fighting for the cause of freedom.
Or out of uniform causing problems for a courtroom.
Okay, on with the story. In October, for the second time, the Air Force revealed that it lost an $18 million F-16 fighter plane because the pilot was unable to control the aircraft while using his piddle pack during in-flight urination. The previous F-16 crash was in March of 1991. Both pilots ejected safely.
That sounds like a pisser to me.
$18 million plane.
That's a lot of damn money.
You know what I say they should do?
Huh.
I say they should make the pilots be responsible for the aircraft. If they crash it, they pay for it.
Yeah, if that were the situation and I had a choice between piss my pants and crash, I think I would take piss my pants for $1,000.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I'd pee my pants proudly for America. Next story.
In October, Congress's General Accounting Office announced that after visiting all 78 Army storage sites for the handheld Stinger, Red-Eye, and Dragon missiles, thousands were unaccounted for in the Army's records. More Stingers, 7,732, and Red-Eyes, 5,230, were on hand than records indicated, but 9,744 fewer Dragons were found. A U.S. Army spokesperson said it was all a paperwork problem, and there were no reports of any missiles being lost, stolen, or replaced.
Lost, stolen, or misplaced. Not replaced. Is it misplaced?
Misplaced?
Well, anyway, in a related story, it's been reported that Ed Harris and a band of renegade Marines have taken the missiles. And,
No.
Yeah. As we speak now, Sean Connery and Nicolas Cage are being briefed to handle the problem. So.
Save us, Sean, Nick!
All right, next story. In December, the Air Force Times reported that Army soldier Joseph Cannon had recently ended his 6-year career having not received a single military paycheck after boot camp. Officials said that Cannon records were lost at his first duty station, but that he had never complained, though he missed 144 paychecks, totaling more than $103,000.
Oh! Some people don't even get that in the lottery.
Apparently, Cannon lived in the barracks, ate only in the mess halls, and borrowed money from relatives whenever he had special needs. That's dedication. That's serving your country.
That's stupidity, and I want to make a point here. The United States does indeed represent its people, and when you're stupid enough not to collect a paycheck, you can only expect that the government will be stupid enough not to give it to you.
Right.
Another story.
Sort of like a lost and found. If you don't claim it, they keep it.
And it remains forever lost. Kay Mounsey, widow of one of the friendly fire servicemen killed in the F-15 Black Hawk helicopter incident in northern Iraq in April, complained to reporters in September that the federal government had only offered her the $6,000 survivor benefit, but gave the families of 11 foreign citizens who died in the incident $100,000 apiece.
Wow. That says a lot about our country. They're more worried about foreign relations than they are their own people.
Well, that's because we still have things to take from the foreigners. That concludes the news.
That does indeed.
Now,
Papers.
what it comes down to, we feel, Mike and I, is that if it's going to be our America, we as a people need to be educated about the country in which we live.
Right. That's why Mike and me, we hit the streets the other day, and we brought the video camera along, and we filmed a few people with a few standard questions. And we've got a little video to show you now. So whenever you guys are ready, rolling.
Rock and roll.
Okay.
Okay.
Hi, this is Mike Dolce. We're going to go to the mall here in a few minutes, and we're going to ask them some questions. Well, there's some that are written down and some that are visual questions. I'm going to show you these visual questions, and we're going to tell you the answers so you don't have to strain your brains, and you'll get to see how they answer the question. This first one here. This is true or false? The famous American president and vice president took office in 1914 prior to the beginning of World War I. Okay, now take a moment and think about this at home. Okay, if you said false, you're right. But some people are going to say false today without really knowing who these men are. It's false because this man is Lenin and this man is Trotsky. They were both communists, so they would never have been an American president and vice president. Okay. Identify the following famous people. That's the cat. This gentleman here, this celebrity is Michael Jackson. Over here we have his lovely sister, Janet Jackson. Here's the toughie for everybody. If you guessed Andrew Jackson, you're correct. The 3 Jacksons in these photos. We'll see what people have to say about that. Mike tells me this one is the toughest of them all. So I'm going to be forgiving if you say that this is George Washington. That's what everyone says the first try. It's not George Washington. Who is this famous man? Okay, your hint is that he wrote the Declaration of Independence, okay? If you said Thomas Jefferson, have a beer. You're in America. Okay. Which of the following served as presidents of the United States of America? We have 6 men here. The first man is Lyndon B. Johnson. The second, John Quincy Adams. Chester A. Arthur is our 3rd man here. Herbert Hoover, Alexander Hamilton, and Grover Cleveland. These 6 men. Only one of them did not actually serve as President of the United States, and that's Alexander Hamilton. So we'll see what the people at the mall have to say about that, won't we?
Yes, we will indeed. And we're off to the mall right now. Here we are at a local store. We're going to interview some people coming in and out of the store, see if we can get them to answer a few questions on your questionnaire there, right?
Right.
Okay, then.
Ray, come on.
Okay, Ray. Go ahead, Mike.
Okay. First question. This famous American president and vice president took office in 1914 prior to the beginning of World War I. True or false? True? Okay. That's true on the true or false. President took office in 1914 prior to the beginning of World War I.
True.
True? Okay.
No.
Okay, why is that?
I've never even seen them.
Okay. So they don't look American at all to you?
No.
Well, actually, the first
It's
people of
either
all
double
people we
beard.
talked to today that realized that they're not Americans. It's actually Lenin and Trotsky, and they're communists. So, yes. False? Why is that false?
I have no idea.
Because they look like
I'm not
devils.
good at history.
Not good at history?
No.
All right. It's just a bad feeling about these two guys?
They don't look like wholesome-looking guys.
I just don't recognize them as being friends.
Okay.
Mostly.
Well, actually, your instincts are good. That's Lenin and Trotsky, and they're both communists. Beginning of World War I.
False.
False? Why is that? False. Why is that false?
This isn't even a president.
Okay. Do you know who those people are? You're right. Your instincts are good. That fellow is Lenin, and that's Trotsky.
Right.
Do you know why they wouldn't be a president and vice president of the United States? They're communists! The following famous people. Who's that person?
It's Michael Jackson and Janet Jackson. I really don't know.
Okay, he's on the $20 bill.
Jefferson.
That'd be Andrew Jackson. So we got people. Let's start with that guy there.
Is that Michael Jackson?
That's Michael Jackson. And in the middle?
Don't know. I have no idea.
She's cute though, isn't she?
No.
That's, that's Janet Jackson. Janet Jackson. And this third guy over here.
Is that Zachary Taylor?
No, it's not Zachary Taylor, but you're on the right track. He's on the $20 bill.
Jack.
That one there.
Michael Jackson,
Okay.
Janet Jackson, Andrew Jackson.
All right. And
Yeah.
look at Hastings here.
Yeah,
You've seen this
Michael
guy before.
Jackson.
And you've seen her before.
Janet Jackson.
Janet Jackson.
Beethoven?
Not Beethoven.
Bach.
Not Bach.
Mozart?
Nope.
Strauss?
Give you a hint. He's on the $20 bill. I don't think he wrote a note in his life. They call him Old Hickory.
Old Hickory?
Old Hickory.
It's not Eisenhower.
He was president during the Battle of New Orleans. That'd be Andrew Jackson.
Oh, that's the president. Okay. Yes, it is. It's like Andrew Jackson.
Andrew Jackson, you got it.
What's up?
3 Jacksons.
Go, baby!
Janet is the
Right.
finest. Michael, of course, Janet is the best looking of the 3.
Right.
Okay.
I like that picture where the guy's got his hands on her boobs.
Man, I wish I was that guy. Who is this man?
George Washington.
That's okay. A lot of people,
That's what everyone thinks on that one.
but this guy wrote the Declaration of Independence. It's not Washington. Thomas Jefferson. You got it right on the first. Jefferson.
Got it, right
Right on
on.
the best. It's close. Everyone says that on the first guess, so that's okay. But the hint is he wrote the Declaration of Independence.
Thomas Jefferson.
I don't know.
That'd be Thomas Jefferson.
Thomas Jefferson, I about that one.
Okay. Who is this man?
George Washington.
No, it's not Washington.
Is it John Adams?
Not John Adams. All right, here's a hint.
Thomas Jefferson.
You got it, Jeff.
Oh!
Okay.
Get up, bitch!
Wait for the motorcycle to go by here. Which of the following individuals served as President of the United States of America? We have Lyndon Johnson, John Quincy Adams, Chester A. Arthur, Herbert Hoover, Alexander Hamilton, and Grover Cleveland.
This one's tough. I didn't even get this one right.
John Quincy Adams. John Adams.
He's the one that served as president?
Yes.
Is he the only one?
No. There's Herbert Hoover
Okay, that's right. Herbert Hoover was.
and I don't know about Chester Arthur.
Okay.
I didn't know about him either.
Okay, so John Quincy Adams and Herbert Hoover definitely. Okay, let's say actually they all did except for Alexander Hamilton. This guy.
Everyone guesses Washington on that
Everyone
one.
does watch it. It's maybe not a great picture. Which of the following individuals served as President of the United States of America? We've got Lyndon Johnson, John Adams, Chester A. Arthur, Herbert Hoover, Alexander Hamilton, and Grover Cleveland.
All but Hamilton did.
All but Hamilton, you're on it. Which of the following individuals served as President of the United States of America?
Let's see. Lyndon Johnson, John Adams, Herbert Hoover.
Chester A. Arthur. And Herbert Hoover.
So basically you're saying all of them.
All except for Hamilton.
Okay, so,
No.
okay, so,
No.
so Yeah, actually he's right. All of them except for Alexander Hamilton.
Oh, okay.
Okay, cool. Individual served as President of the United States of America.
Which of them?
Yes. I'll give you a hint. There's more than
All
one.
of them.
All of them? Okay. Actually, one
for
person.
Hamilton.
You got it. All right. Do you happen to know how Hamilton died?
No.
Hamilton died because he got shot by Aaron Burr after he ticked him off. It was a gun.
Oh, that's right. That was, okay, that's they had peanut butter sandwich in his mouth on the TV.
The milk commercial,
Yes.
right? Got milk? States of America.
There in the Vietnam War, this one right here.
All right. Lyndon Johnson?
Right.
And anyone else?
Who served as president?
Yeah.
This guy? No, Herbert, I'm sorry. This guy.
Grover Cleveland?
That's it.
Okay. Lyndon Johnson and Grover Cleveland.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, baby! Hey, basketball! My life! Go!
All right. Which of the following individuals here served as President of the United States of America?
Alexander Hamilton. All of these guys. What are you talking about?
All of them?
Yes.
All of you down that one?
Yes. Wait.
I'll give you a hint. One of them didn't.
Wait.
No. Alexander Hamilton.
Alexander Hamilton.
Oh, doggone it.
Two. He got shot by another guy before he had a chance to be president. Do you know what bill he's on?
No. 5.
Not the 5?
20. 10.
10. He's on your $10 bill. Okay.
America, the home test, so all you people out there can answer those same questions and see how you scored against our guest viewers.
Right.
Whatever they
America,
are.
this is you. By the way, Michael and I actually were quite pleasantly surprised that a lot of people did know the answers to the questions we were asking.
We had a lot more stuff that we filmed, a lot of written questions that we asked, and a lot of people did pretty well. A lot of them were pretty simple, though.
I would say that I'd give them a passing grade of a low D. We could get better.
A few people got C's, C minuses.
Yeah, safety in numbers. Anyway,
rolling onward.
All right.
We've got another video segment, but first we're going to tell you a little bit about it.
A little bit of background. Maybe you've heard about what's going on in Oklahoma City, a movie called The Tin Drum, which people have been calling offensive. We'll tell you why in a moment. Here's what happened. A judge issued an advisory opinion. Now, this is not an order. This is an advisory opinion. He told these vice cops, I don't know. I think there may be a problem with this movie, but I don't know. Mike?
Right, so the cops went around and they confiscated all the copies, in a nutshell. They went to Blockbuster Video, got these people's names, went to their houses, and got the videos, which without even getting a search warrant.
They took it from the library as well. Now, this is where they broke the law. Of course, they didn't have a warrant, so they broke the law already. They didn't have orders, they broke the law twice.
Blockbuster gave away their names.
They took more than 2 copies of a video. Now, for due process to occur, that means they've got to look at the videos, they've got to have a trial about it to determine if it's something that needs to be censored. And
not only that, the people were intimidated by the police to give the videos over.
Right. And ultimately, it's a bad scene. Now, we have Kent with us here who has watched the movie. You'll hear his voice coming through here in a moment.
Yeah, actually, I just want to say something real quick now. We're bringing to you something that none of the networks could bring you. We're going to bring you the offensive scene. We're going to give you the scene that has caused so much uproar in Oklahoma.
We're going to let you be the judge. Now, Kent, would you give us a little background on this film, please?
Okay, this movie takes place during World War II in Eastern Europe during the Nazi occupation. The 2 kids that are portrayed as 16-year-old underage kids having sex in the movie.
Oh my God!
Not quite sure how old they are, but the younger
Kids
one
having sex.
The younger one was actually stunted in the movie at the age of 3, so he never grew. So he looks younger than the boy he's portraying.
I see. Okay, well, there you have it. Kent, would you roll that? We'll let the viewer be the judge. Is this offensive or is it not?
You be the judge.
You. At home.
We're working on it, guys.
All of you people at home, be the judges.
Right.
That's you. Every single one of you.
Every one.
Ah, it's fast motion.
There we go. What was he doing? Going blind, I guess.
It's like an old silent film.
No wonder it's offensive. It's really poorly put together.
Oh my God!
Come on, show it. Show it.
Is there any audio going out for this?
Well, there's something.
That's not something you see every day.
What are you doing?
I'm enjoying this.
Hey, stop it.
Enough of that, you little boy.
Okay.
Please forgive our technical difficulties. I think you got the
You
point.
got the gist of it. That's okay. Now, was that offensive? We leave you to decide, but I can only say this, Mike. I know that Brooke Shields, Tatum O'Neal, Jodie Foster, and Alicia Silverstone have all revealed naked flesh before the age of 18, and we did not find that offensive.
Right. I mean, kids are having sex at really young age anyway. I'm not saying that's right, but it's happening.
We're offended by this on a movie, but we can watch 13-year-old kids pregnant on Ricky Lake and go, oh, it's interesting to hear what they have to say.
Well, let's see. What else did we have to talk about?
Yes.
Yes.
Perhaps in the future they'll be thinking of censoring the film Heidi because she's living isolated on the top of a mountain with an old man.
Old, dirty old man.
And there's only so far sheep can take you.
It also might be mentioned that the ACLU is suing the city of Oklahoma City, Oklahoma City Police. They're suing somebody because they're not real happy.
Okay. Michael and I would like to give you a list of other banned materials.
Right.
We'll see if
Speaking
you've
of
read
offensive
these
things and
books.
things being banned in America, the following list, beginning with the American Heritage Dictionary, due to objectionable language.
The graphic work of M.C. Escher for pornographic, perverted nudity, and morbid imagery.
100 questions and answers about AIDS because it encourages sexual activity.
God knows we don't want to educate our people.
Wouldn't want to do that.
The complete fairy tales of the Brothers Grimm due to excessive violence, negative portrayals of female characters, and possible anti-Semitism.
Brave New World by Aldous Huxley because it's centered around negative activity.
The Merriam-Webster College Dictionary because it includes obscene words. You know, wait, in the age of political correctness, I think we need to change the term dictionary to genitalia-tionary.
Genitalia-tionary?
Yes.
Sounds good to me.
Okay.
The Celluloid Closet, homosexuality in the movies, because it encourages and condones homosexuality.
Catching the Rye by J.D. Salinger centers around negative themes, naughty stuff, vulgarity.
A Light in the Attic, the children's poetry of Shel Silverstein, because the book glorified Satan, suicide, and cannibalism. I just got lost.
I read that book, and now I'm a Satanist.
Oh, it also encouraged children to be disobedient.
Of Mice and Men by John Steinbeck, because of profane language, moral statement, treatment of the retarded, and the violent ending also due to vulgar language.
The Adventures of Tom Sawyer and Huck Finn by Mark Twain, because it contains the word nigger and Injun.
Little Red Riding Hood, because it advocates the use of alcohol.
The Lorax by Dr. Seuss, because it criminalizes the foresting industry.
Catch-22, Dirty Words.
Clockwork Orange, objectionable language.
They forgot to mention all the other stuff. They just went on the language. The Color Purple, because of its troubling ideas about race relations, our relationship to God, and African history and sexuality.
The Crucible by Arthur Miller, because it contains sick words from the mouths of demon-possessed people.
You figured that one out. Death of a salesman because of naughty words.
I'm lost again. The Diary of a Young Girl by Anne Frank, because of objections to sexually offensive passages.
Hans is so well hung. A Farewell to Arms by Ernest Hemingway.
Forever by Judy Blume, because it has 4-letter words and talk about masturbation, birth control, and disobedience to parents once again.
The Grapes of Wrath, because of obscene language and the unfavorable depiction of a former minister. Why do you think he's a former minister?
Right. Harriet the Spy, because it teaches children to lie, spy, backtalk, and curse.
Oh. The Living Bible, even conservatives aren't safe because it is perverted commentary on the King James Version of the Bible.
Perverted like your speech.
Yeah, like me.
Oh, I'm sorry, it's my turn. See what I get for insulting you?
Yeah.
Where are we? Lord of the Flies? Did we do that one?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, Lord of the Flies by William Golding. Demoralizing inasmuch as it implies that man is little more than an animal.
Man hates to be reminded of that, but the LA riots sure proved that point, didn't it?
They did indeed.
The Martian Chronicles by Ray Bradbury. Profanity and the use of God's name in vain.
One of the Where's Waldo books. Imagine that. There's so much to look in those two. Yes. While looking for Waldo on an island beach, children also spotted a very tiny topless woman.
Oh my goodness. The Merchant of Venice. There again, anti-Semitism.
1984 by George Orwell. Objections to pro-communist material and explicit sexual matter.
Okay, those are a bunch of banned books. Now, in closing, do we have our list?
Our list?
Okay.
Where's our list?
It was on here a second
ago. It was on the table. I just covered it up with
You just did.
junk. I didn't do it.
Okay, well
anyway, basically what it summed up is this is your America if
you support censorship.
This is not your America.
If you're okay with it as long as it doesn't happen in your backyard.
This is not your America.
If you don't mind others' rights getting subjugated and your inaction allows it, this also is not your America.
He memorized all this. I didn't.
I didn't.
This is not your America.
Anyway, you've got to participate, you've got to be educated, you've got to get involved, or this is not your America, it's somebody else's.
This is the government's America.
It's the corporate America.
If you do what you're told.
Hey, it could be Nazi America if you keep sitting on your butt. Anyway.
What do you want to do? We can read that one funny story that I liked
let's
so
do
much.
that one, because that's so good.
Ooh.
Wait, we got 1 minute.
1 minute? We can't do it in 1 minute.
Let's hum the national anthem.
How does it go?
Oh, say, can you see through my M16 sight the idiot I nailed with his brains brightly gleaming? He is dead in a flood of his own scummy blood, his cracked skull gaping wide. I did the brains brightly gleaming part. Lord, he must have been scared, his head bursting in air. One shot in dim light and my foe dropped right there. Oh, say, does that whole riddled faggot there lay? And the stale earth of war will now be his grave.
That's nice.
Thank you.
Well, the story we were going to read you was about Marion Barry and stuff. And
Yeah.
how
and his cousin Dingle.
That was very poor taste.
Thank you very much. But he was a crackhead. He doesn't count.
Wow. 7, 6, 5?
So long
4?
now.
Okay, well, thanks, everybody. Stay tuned for our next show. It's going to be on the legal system.
Should be a
next
hoot.
Thursday at 7.
Right.
Bye.
Bye.
If you'd like to be a member of our studio audience, tickets are $25. If you'd like to be a guest on Anything Goes, or you'd like to join the Mike and Mike fan club, email your request to us at jesus@dump.com.
It's okay.
Blossom fills the blue, the season